Welcome to the Root of Power podcast, where I teach you how to chase your joy, find alignment, and create a life and a business that you love, using actionable methods, interviews, and inspiring stories from people who know that true freedom is found within. I'm your host, your always hype woman and sometimes ass kicker, Amanda Chills, and I am so proud of you for choosing to step into your power. Come along, we've got dreams to build. Okay, my love, I have put everything that I offer for free on one page so that we are not doing more work than we have to, because why would we do that? Hashtag work smarter, not harder. So livemyhappyhealth.com/free. You are going to find everything I've created for not only leveling up in your personal life and building a life that you love, but leveling up in your business life and building a business that you love. Okay? livemyhappyhealth.com/free. Love you. So we're trying a new thing for the podcast where I'm with the horses. Because why not? It's my business and I can do what I want. So welcome from my front yard. If you hear increased farm noises, that is why I'm outside. I used to record in the house, but now I'm outside. So today I want to talk about finding your purpose. Yeah, Kitty. This is something we work with clients all the time, because I find that really most adults struggle with a purpose. And, you hear all the time growing up as kids, like, find your purpose, find your purpose, find your purpose, follow your passions. And, all of our clients, because they've been disconnected so long, because they've been in survival mode so long, are like, I don't know what my fucking passions are. All I know is stress and anxiety. So like, I don't know what my passions are because I'm just a ball of stress 24/7. And it's like, yeah, okay, well, that makes perfect sense. So one, when we're saying follow your purpose, it's kind of twofold. If you're in survival mode, you don't have room for things that are fun or safe because your brain is busy thinking it's running from a bear. So first things first, getting you out of survival mode, is paramount. And then second, it's healing your system, it's healing your system to the point where you can even experience joy, experience purpose, experience fun. I know, but you can't go away. So first, healing the system, because if you're running from a bear, you're obviously not living a purpose. Well, your purpose in that moment is to get away from the bear, so survive so that maybe you can thrive. But thriving is a whole separate skill set. So if you're currently in survival mode, healing work first, then purpose work second. And this is something we hear a lot, and people are like, sometimes, especially in the US, like, there's such a narrative around follow your purpose, and if you're not living your purpose, then you're a failure. And in, so many other countries, like, a job is just a job, and then they live their purpose outside of their job, versus in the US, people tend to think that their purpose has to be their job, and that's not necessarily true. And I find that more times it's not even helpful. Now, you may be like, well, Amanda, you're living your purpose, and it's like, yeah, but that's not true for everyone. So to say what's true for me or what's true for others is true for you is not only dangerous, it makes you feel like shit. So that's obviously not the vibe. And let's not forget that, like, I had a ton of privilege to be able to do this. Like, I grew up in a family with parents who were regulated and who were not abusive. Not that they were never problematic, but like, they were never abusive. I come from a financially well-off family. Like, I have a master's degree. I knew that I would go into entrepreneurship. My dad was an entrepreneur. My parents were supportive. Like, they still pay my phone bill. Like, I have so much help. I had so much privilege to get here. So let's not discount privilege, right? I'm white, I'm able-bodied, I'm straight. I did not grow up with childhood trauma, which, like, obviously causes problems. There's just so many things, like, so many things. So let's not forget privilege. So, the fact that I get to do this, one, can anyone live a life of purpose? Yes, 100% anyone can. Should everyone? I think it's pretty helpful, which is why we're talking about it. But is it going to exactly look like Mine? No, absolutely not. That would be crazy. And very unhelpful. So that's not the vibe, right? So please don't compare yourself. But even without that privilege, even without that support, you can definitely live a life that's full. It is 100% possible for you. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. So this episode is not going to be very long, because the concept is very, very simple. But again, healing works first. Now, the other thing about that is when you start getting involved, big sigh, when you start getting involved in work that feels purposeful, you also accelerate healing because you're putting your energy into things that feel good, that you get a reward from, that you enjoy. So if you want your healing to go faster, go find work that feels purposeful for you. And let's do it. Now, that's not to say quit your job and take on a new job. Again, your purpose does not have to be your job at all. Your job can be the thing that pays the bills, and your purpose can be the thing that lights you up. And you would be like, well, Amanda, I don't know what lights me up. I can't feel anything. It's like, okay, well, then you have healing work to do. And let me give you this very simple framework. But first, let me give you some thoughts and things that I see. Many people will be like, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I find I don't know to be like the least helpful statement on the planet, because it stops you dead in your tracks, right? So if you're like, well, I don't know, and then you stop there, it's like, okay, cool, well, you're never going to know. So just guess, literally land on anything. And then you'll be like, yeah, that's true, or no, that's not true. So please never again say, I don't know. Just remove it from your vocabulary. If I did know, it would be X. And once people start like getting involved in their purpose, again, it doesn't have to be a job. They feel so much better. So it's like they start building a community, because what do you have in common with the other people there? Oh, you all share the same purpose. You start doing work that feels meaningful. Your life doesn't feel empty anymore, because again, you're doing purposeful work. Like that's one of the things that humans need to be happy, is like work that feels purposeful, like we're making a difference. And that's what people want. So often they want to feel like they make a difference. And the way that we do that, my sweet baby cinnamon roll, is by doing work that feels purposeful, that fills your soul, so that you're not just an automaton going to work and coming home and feeling like you hate your life. Like, let's get you behind something so your energy feels lit up and wonderful, and we can do that. So the way that you do it, this is the way that I have found to be helpful. There may be other ways. I'm not saying this is the best way, only the way that works for me and my clients. I ask people, so ask yourself, what about the world makes me angry or breaks my heart? For me, that is people suffering when they don't have to, because they don't know better, because they are in trauma, because they've never been taught, which is why all of my work is educational. So people suffering breaks my heart. Animal suffering breaks my heart. The way that veterans are treated after they get out of the military makes me so angry, I want to light it on fire. People who are on power trips in positions of power make me angry. People who victimize others because they like a power trip make me angry. So I do a lot of work with victims of abuse. I also do a lot of work for first responders, for military, for law enforcement, because if they're not healed, if they're not regulated, other people suffer because they're in positions of power. And that's a problem. Someone who is unregulated, who flies the handle, that's just not a good look, right? So that makes me angry, so I do work to fix it. Now, you're going to immediately know when I ask the question, what makes you angry about the world or breaks your heart? There is your answer. Now, go find a way to get involved with that. So, like, I have a client who loves sea turtles, like, loves them. They have these cute little sea turtle earrings. Like, they just love sea turtles. And we were talking about purpose a couple months ago. And they were like, well, I just love sea turtles. And I said, okay, well, what if you, like, took a trip to go work with sea turtles? What if you donated to the aquarium who does sea turtle rescue? What if you did some work for an organization, volunteer, did whatever for an organization that works with sea turtle rescues. And I was like, oh, I literally never thought about that. And it's like anything that you want to get involved in, there are 1,000 ways, even if you're not a boots on the ground type. So let's say that like you really have a heart for sexual assault survivors. Like there are so many shelters, there are so many organizations who can use whatever you can do, whether it's a monetary donation or help filing or donating clothes or cleaning or teaching a skill that you have. Maybe you're really good at budgeting. Maybe you're really good at finances. Maybe you know a lot about the medical system. And so then you can teach them like, here's how you get your medical needs taken care of. Here's, the organization will be able to tell you what you need, but it may be just like raising money or donating to their wish list. Like all the aquariums typically have an Amazon wish list, and you can like donate to those places. Or it's, there was a Reddit thread I was reading a while ago where people say they just go through like baby registries on websites and like buy strangers things for their baby registry. So if you're like, I just love babies, I have such a heart for babies, like amazing. There you go. Go do that. And then when you get involved in those things, you're living your purpose. And it doesn't have to be a job. Maybe your purpose is to raise your kiddos or to be the best partner you can be. Although I would encourage you to find a purpose outside of your family, because eventually that dynamic changes and we want you to be full, not just dependent on another person for that. But you can also have multiple purposes. Like maybe one of your purposes is to be the best parent you can be and to be the best partner you can be and other things like that. You can also have multiple. So pretty short episode for this one, but powerful. What about the world breaks your heart or makes you angry? And then go follow that. I promise you, whatever that is, there is an organization that does it. And you can get involved with them. There are 100 ways to live that. Okay? That's it, my sweet little cinnamon roll. Have a great day. Bye.